My diaphragm pulls down. Because my diaphragm pulls down, that causes a vacuum in my lungs, because the lungs then, right, go like this. So then the air gets sucked in through my nose. Fine. So O2 and nitrogen get sucked in through my nose. And when it gets sucked in through my nose, it goes down the bronchioles and it goes into the lungs. And the lungs have bigger chambers, which lead to smaller chambers, which lead to smaller chambers, which lead to smaller chambers, until eventually you get down to chambers that are so small that they only fit one little O2 molecule. And right next to that chamber where there's one little O2 molecule, there are these tiny little capillaries. And these capillaries go by, and the capillary reaches in, grabs the O2, pulls it out, and carries this oxygen through your body. Okay, then what happens is, wherever your body needs oxygen, like let's say you're working your legs right now, but you're not working your arms, so the oxygen will be sent to the legs, and then at your legs, there are these tiny, tiny little capillaries which exchange the oxygen and move it from the capillary into the muscle. Now the muscle uses the oxygen, but then it produces this waste product of CO2. So what does it do? It takes the CO2 and it sticks it back into the capillary. Then the capillary takes the CO2, right, carries it to a vein. The arteries carry it out, the veins carry it back. The veins take all of the CO2 that they collect as they're moving through the body. They bring it all back to the lungs, right? The CO2 gets transferred from the capillaries into the lungs, right? Then you have this whole bubble of CO2 in your lungs, and you go, that was one breath. You're going to take that for granted? You see, every time you're watching this whole thing, it is an open miracle. An open miracle. You know, and they say, where did it come from? Evolution. So you don't understand how funny that is. You don't understand. Let me make it clear how beyond ridiculous it is. I was recently out in the desert in the south, and I walked on a little hiking trail there. Because it's the desert, it may not be obvious where the hiking trail is. And therefore, there's a universal international sign that all hikers are aware of, and we bet our lives on these signs. When you see that sign, you know you're on the trail. So if you're trying to make a decision, should I walk straight or should I head over in that direction? And you see that sign is 3 rocks, one on top of another. If you see 3 rocks, one on top of another, that's called a wujum. If you see a wujum, 3 rocks, one on top of another, that was put there by the Forest Service or other hikers to tell you that is the trail, not over there. Now, I have a question. Isn't it possible for 3 rocks to fall one on top of another? Well, you know what? Every hiker in the world believes no, it's not possible. 3 rocks, one on top of another, is impossible. But lungs, evolution, yes? Yeah, it's like, it's so insane. It's so insane, yeah? So you see that, and you pay attention, and then every time you breathe, you feel like Hashem just gave me breath. And you want to praise Him with every breath. Because you feel that it's Hashem who's doing. I'm not giving you a shir in Emunah. I'm giving you a lifestyle. If you think I'm giving you a shir in Emunah, then you're missing the point tonight. This is how we're supposed to live. If you don't think this way, if you don't feel this way, if this isn't who you are, then you still can add more das, right? Because someone with das, this is what it's like when you're walking through the world. This is what you're experiencing. Yeah. Bar das, asam libo, lekolza, a bar das who pays attention to all of this, roeni flaus b'chai gufo, he's going to see wonders in his body. Who mevin heitev masha amar chazal, he's going to understand very, very well what our sages said. Kol haneshama tahalel ka, what does the verse mean when it says that every soul called neshama, every soul will praise God? Why is that word used? Al kol neshima v'neshima tahalel ka. With every single breath you can praise God, because every breath is more amazing than the next.
Copyright LawrenceKelemen.com. All rights reserved.